I think we're on.
We're on
See the little red thing that says live?
live. Here we
Hi.
are.
Hi, it's the Off the Air podcast, socially distant version.
Yes.
This is what it would look like for us. Well, it looks you're where you are when you're on now in the morning.
Right. So this looks familiar because
Right.
this is where I am when I call into the Bob and Tom show. But you are in a different location.
Right. I am not in the Bob and Tom studios. I am in the location, my home studio, where I would be if Tom had completely lost his mind instead of only partially. And I still get to go into the studio because I think eye contact is very important, and I think I'm right on that.
Yeah, I think that you guys
Being in the studio together, I think we've been having fun trying to keep up with everything going on, and a little thing called the pandemic, and holy heck, right?
yeah, so you have been going to work every day since this
I have,
started.
but
Yeah.
it's weird. I still don't know what day it is. It's very strange, very odd. I mean, I guess my hours are odd anyway.
Right.
When things were open, I would do my shopping in the middle of the day and during the week. Consequently, there weren't that many people out. But
No.
yeah, I don't know. I guess it's Tuesday, only because we decided to do the
Yeah.
podcast on Tuesday.
Yes, that's
Because
how we know.
that's how I know
Yeah.
where we're supposed to be doing. And also, this thing that when I put my hand up to scratch my head, that is not the hand I think I'm putting up.
Right. So we're inverted, which is we're seeing
yes.
ourselves. Yes, we're seeing ourselves as other people see us. And I'm very, very aware of how crooked my face is.
Your face isn't crooked.
My face is 100% like, so that's what they say makes people attractive is when they're both sides of their face are symmetrical. Like it's,
Yes,
and I'm
so
not. So I
human
wish,
beings.
so I
Right.
would like to have this jawline would be nice. And then but it's just my jawlines that are very, yeah.
So you
bums
would
me out
say
kind of.
you're hi, Chick. Hi, Jessica. Love from Fort Wayne. Do you see these? Do you see the
Yeah, I
comments?
do. I see the comments. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
If you'd
great.
like to comment, we can comment on your comments. They come in live to us, so there they
Yeah.
are. No one can control Tom. Is the latest
No.
comment.
No, he signs the check. So
Tom is in his own little universe.
yeah.
Um,
So what's going on? What are you doing?
they are coming this afternoon. Big news here at the compound. I'm finally getting my garage cleared out. I've got a couple of dressers that I've hung on to for I'm not really sure why for years, and they've moved when I've moved. Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
And I've also got a lot of boxes and regular stuff you'd find in the garage, but the people from this junk company's coming by, and apparently all you have to do is point, and they put that in their truck and drive off with it.
That sounds amazing.
I know, doesn't it? And
I wish I would have known about this.
I have a what? Why is that?
Because I just tore down my barn, and we have a lot of junk from our barn. Yeah, but that's okay.
I have two cars. It's a 2-car garage. To be fair, it is a 2-car garage, but the place where I go back and forth, if I don't want to go outside, if you're following me,
right? Yes,
I have this little pathway that I walk toward to get to the other side of the garage that I thought was. It's been really silly and immature for.
It was almost dangerous.
It's almost dangerous because I slip through and then I trip, and you know how clumsy I am.
You're very clumsy.
So
that's good. Good. I'm glad that you're gonna get all that. Yeah,
that's happening today.
Good.
Let's see what else is happening. I just got done watching the Michael Jordan documentary along with the entire free world.
Yeah.
I don't know how girls feel about it.
I don't.
What did he say? Oh,
I would watch it, but what is it on ESPN?
ESPN. Yeah, it's
yeah.
on,
I don't have that
pay-per-view. Yes, you do. I think you do have it's on Apple TV.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, okay. Maybe I'll watch it.
And
I don't know.
They offered 2 different versions: the PG version.
There's a PG version
and the MA version.
Right.
Where you hear Michael dropping the F-bombs and calling Isaiah Thomas an AH and
oh, okay.
Yeah, so naturally you got to watch that one.
Okay.
But I always get grief because Michael Jordan was wonderful and all, but Bill Russell is my favorite NBA player
And Bill Russell played for the
all time.
Celtics.
That's exactly right. He played for the Celtics, and
Is that true?
yep. And
Ah,
Michael Jordan won 6 championships,
yeah.
and Bill Russell won 11.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Well,
And
where's his documentary?
I don't know. That's a good question. And he was right at the forefront of the civil rights movement with Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali and Jim Brown, and they had Bobby Mitchell of the Redskins. They had a summit meeting back in the '60s where all the black sports stars got together and said, "Well, this is kind of a mess. Let's see what we can do about it."
Yeah.
And the rest, as they say, is history. And oh, my
Huh.
forehead itches a lot today. Sorry. I keep forgetting I'm really on camera. I know we're on camera in the morning, but the
I'm a face toucher. Like I just in conversation, I'm just always touching my face, but obviously in the last 8 weeks, there's been a big push to not touch your face.
now
So,
that you mention it about how crooked your face is, now I'm kind of picking up on I'm not sure which side it is. Put your finger on one side or the other. Okay,
so
that appears to be your good side. Is
this
that
is
right?
yeah, yeah, it is. Thanks. This is my left side and it's just I don't know.
What's
This
wrong
is
with your Yeah, I've never noticed this before.
yeah, it's like oh,
Huh.
this is this
Well,
cheek.
no, wait a minute. Let's look at me. See if I'm symmetrical or not. Now
Okay. Yeah, you're symmetrical.
I'm
Yes.
symmetrical.
Yeah, you're fine.
I've always wanted to do this on camera. Mr. Speaker,
Yeah.
I
Your
would like
hair,
to address the what are you talking about? I
it's
know, right?
really long.
I don't get a haircut till June 6th.
Really?
That's when we've been cleared for takeoff as far as a haircut goes, yeah.
Oh, yeah, mine's June 3rd. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
we
that's when
live
I get
in,
to go.
well, I live in the big county. You live in,
I live in a little county,
county outside the
surrounding county.
yeah. But, so far, everything's been going fine here. My daughter, I get a lot of questions about my daughter. She is still
Mhm,
a flight attendant, and she's not a first responder, but she's right up close to being a first responder.
mhm.
She spends most of her time, cleaning. She cleans the airplanes.
Yeah, the planes are so empty, she said, that most of the time they are just disinfecting when
And
they're
well, that started, but lately they've cut the number of flights, so now the planes are full again, if
right.
that makes any sense.
Mhm,
And, she said people have been a little more nervous,
mhm.
and if you do the addition, a little more, irritable, I guess is a good word to put.
I bet.
But, she's not flying very often, and she's going to take a voluntary furlough, I guess. And, hello, Andrew. And, um when that's over, we'll see what she's gonna do because who knows
Yeah.
what where the airline is and if we're gonna get bailout, and
Mhm.
I've never known so much about my government as I do right now with the pandemic
Well, that
and
means you're paying attention.
the lively political scene that we seem to have, and
Mhm.
I don't know what this hydroxychloroquine or whatever that is
So
we're
it's
all taking, but I want some. That's
you
what I
do?
Oh,
No, I don't
sure.
I think it's an autoimmune drug actually,
Oh,
or it
I
I
don't need my autoimmune system goes crazy anyway, right?
yeah,
My
so it's used for rheumatoid arthritis
It is?
and yeah, and I think lupus, maybe malaria. Like there's yeah, so I don't know. I know malaria isn't an autoimmune disease, I don't think.
I don't know where, Barry wants to know if airline passengers are wearing masks. Yes, they are.
Mm,
I don't know if it's a hard and fast rule yet. I think it is. I know the flight attendants want it to be a hard and fast rule, but
hmm,
um, my autoimmune, I have psoriasis on a couple parts of my body, and that set it up.
mhm, yeah.
Hi, welcome to medical talk. Here's what's wrong with me.
Well, you know what? I think that a lot of
Got knee
people are
problems.
are are paying attention because um we have a lot more time to observe what's going on in our brains and our bodies and I think that we're realizing like I ended up ordering like a food sensitivity test for my kids and I
See,
Just yeah,
yeah.
because I think that there's things that are affecting us and our allergies and so I don't know. I think it's a good time to pay attention, do a little body biohack and figure out what makes you run and what slows you down.
What did you, where did you get the food sensitivity test? Was that
Yeah,
online
there's a
somewhere?
couple of different ones. I'll send you the link.
'Cause I, for some reason, get a runny nose, at different parts during the day, or if
That's true.
I look down, I'll have a runny nose or
Yeah, it's
during
almost like
certain
a stress response, actually. It seems like sometimes.
it is, and
Yeah.
I was, I'm gonna say in my 30s before I effectively learned how to blow my nose.
What?
That's true.
Why?
You know how you blow your nose and snot would come out, right? Everybody does it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Well, I would, but it would just make my ears pop. I could never have anything come out of my nose.
Were you squeezing too hard up here?
I think so. I
But you
think
don't have a septum.
I don't have a middle septum, and everybody
Right.
thinks I was a cocaine abuser, but there's a lot of reasons I'm not, or ever was.
Right.
Abused cocaine, I just never had a middle part to my nose.
Huh.
And
Right.
you know what? I could prove it right now, but it's so gross and it makes girls scream. So I don't think
It is
I
pretty
should do it.
gross.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, don't do it.
but
But
just
yeah,
take
you
my
could
word for it.
yeah, you could hook your finger
If
through your
I
nose
put a
right there.
Q-tip up this nostril,
That's okay.
it
We
makes this
believe you.
side it pops this side out.
We
I
believe you.
don't have a middle wall, a septum in my nose.
We believe you.
Anyway, when I blow my nose now, man, woohoo! Tell you what,
Good.
it's really, feels great. Feels good. Feels great. It's very
Um,
nice. I don't know who said that, kicking it old school with Chick and Jess and off the air.
yeah, that was nice. Thank
Do
you.
you think Bert Kreischer will ever be on the show again? I hope so. Uh,
Yeah,
we went to a show when he was here year before
last year.
last
Last year. Yeah.
last year.
I went this year. I took my son.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, you and
Yeah.
Max went. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
When I went to see him, he had Dusty Slay open up for him, another, comedian that, uh, people might wanna check out.
oh, okay.
That's his name, Dusty Slay.
Okay.
Very funny, and wherever he is right now, he's having a good time.
Oh, really?
We're having a good time.
We're having a good
Remember, he likes to tell people, remind people,
we're having a good time.
"We're having a good time," because
Yeah.
some people forget while they're watching this act having a good time or not, so
Um, yeah. What
are
have you
you,
been
huh?
Go ahead. Love seeing you too, Susan. Hi.
Oh,
Um, so my big thing right now is Maddie is it Maddie Matheson? Yeah, I think it's Maddie
oh, man.
Matheson. He is a chef from Canada, and, he has a show called Eat Out America,
Alright.
and
Even though he's Canadian,
even though he's Canadian.
or is he talking maybe North America is what he's talking about.
Well, he okay. But so that's what I've been watching, and I just read his cookbook, and this guy had a heart attack when he was 27 years old. Yeah, yeah,
No kidding.
yeah, yeah. But it started because he went to culinary school, and my son is considering that. Max is going into his junior year, and so we are going through all the possibilities, all the things that he could do, or mapping out him doing everything that he wants to do, and basically told him, "Your 20s, that's what this is for. Just try everything, decide what you want to do." And so that's but this is the same kid that when he was I think he was 9 years old, he came home from school and he said, "Do you know what a gap year is?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that." And I said, "Okay." So, I keep reminding him of that too, so.
I, saw on social media where he was, cooking you a Mother's Day
He
dinner.
did.
Hard at work in the kitchen, concentrating on a chicken cutlet, I believe.
He did. I kind of we like to cook. We both like to cook and we both like comedy, and so that's kind of we've taken some cooking classes together, and um he's just really he is a very mindful kid in that I've always wanted to gift experiences and not things to people
Mhm.
and especially to my kids. and that's what he did for me on Mother's Day. We cooked a meal together. He sat down and, like, really watched one of my favorite movies with me, and, so it was good. It was really good, and,
What movie was that?
The Apartment.
Oh,
Well,
I
we watched 2. We watched The Apartment and we watched Birdcage. Um, but yeah, so it's good.
Birdcage has one of my favorite all-time, openings in a movie where Robin Williams is making his way through the nightclub crowd,
Yeah, that
and
is good.
I don't know how he does it or did it to this day.
Mhm.
You can tell everything about that character as he's walking through the club.
So
The way
true.
he walks, the way he
Mhm.
interacts with a couple of people, and looks it's amazing.
Yeah.
Robin Williams
Um,
in that movie.
yeah, him, Hank Azaria is probably my favorite character in that movie.
Agador.
Yes, yes. Oh gosh,
Who
it's
knew
the
Hank
best.
Azaria was ripped there for
No
that movie,
kidding.
right?
That's what I
Yeah.
was just like, what else was he doing? Was he trying out for some, like, superhero role at the same time that he got that? Because
He
wow.
he's buff, yeah, he
Yeah.
runs around those Daisy Dukes.
Yeah, that entire cast is it's so well done. Yeah, that's a great I would love to see it on stage sometime.
Well, you know, when that came out, that was it came out the whole thing was in French and then
Yeah,
they
it's a French
reading
play,
yeah,
yeah.
what was it? La Cage aux Folles or something, I think is
I
the
don't know
French
about
name of
that.
it.
Yeah,
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 I think it was Birdcage, Cage.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
I believe
I
you.
think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I sold that. Alright.
Yeah, so are you watching all your BBC TV? Is it
BBC?
BBC? Yeah.
Well, actually, right now,
Uh-oh.
I don't like to give up on shows, so I
Uh-huh.
will once I start it and even a little bit get into it, I like to hang with it. It's the Happy Valley rule because I didn't really like Happy Valley first episode, first time I watched it,
Hmm,
and then the second time I watched it, it was I don't know what it was, but it was so much better the second time, and I
okay,
stuck with it, and it was great. I'm watching, The Reckoning on Netflix. It's got a couple of my favorite actors in it, and
okay.
there are fathers behaving badly, and
Oh.
they're actually one of the daughters in that is taking a gap year.
Oh,
So,
okay.
what would Max do with his gap year?
I don't know, probably just stay home,
Thank
work.
you, Alexis. No, he wouldn't. He could go somewhere. He could
Oh, yeah, he could travel, he could do whatever I don't know what he's
sure.
gonna do. I'm not sure. When you start your kids in when kindergarten starts, a lot of people say, like, it takes boys longer to, like, get used to, and catch up, academically with girls, and I don't think that's just kindergarten. I'm sorry, Addie's FaceTiming me.
Well, well, how do you
So
feel about this? Well, don't put
sorry.
her on
No, I didn't. I just went ahead
oh,
and I didn't tell them. Usually I tell them in the morning like, "Hey,
right.
not right now." But I didn't do it this time. I forgot. So, she's just finishing up with her e-learning, so she usually FaceTimes me when she's done with that.
Alright.
Yeah. So sorry about that. Started watching Broadchurch for your recommendation. It's a great show.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
David Tennant, one of the doctors, actually. He was, Doctor Who. Yes, I love BritBox, yes, because,
Yeah.
BritBox has their, version of Good Morning America.
Oh, that's what you were watching the other day. Yeah.
Every morning, it's called
Yeah.
Good Morning Britain.
Mm.
So I watch that, and it's everything, that our morning shows are here, but it's in London, and it's
But
like they're living
is
there.
it loose? Is it funny? Like, in my mind,
Yeah, but that's the only
it's
thing. Remember Piers Morgan? He was on CNN. He took over for Larry
yeah, yeah,
King
yeah, yeah,
for a
yeah,
little bit, but he got
yeah,
into some trouble,
yeah,
and he didn't really do very well here. He's
mhm.
the host. He's
Oh,
the
really?
yeah, he's if well, not Charlie Rose now, but when Charlie Rose was on CBS
Right.
Good Morning, yeah, Piers Morgan does that on Good Morning Britain, and I don't know who the lady is. I haven't, zeroed it. I've only watched it like 3 or 4 times.
He seems really divisive. That seems like a
Yeah, he does.
very
Yeah.
that I don't know, I feel like a more general character should be in that or person, I guess I shouldn't say character, but, you know.
And somebody just messaged about Deadwater Fell. Yes, I've seen that too. That's on, Acorn, another, British, programming provider. with David Tennant. I'm aware of Are You Being Served, but I have not watched that yet. I think that's more of a comedy.
Oh, okay.
The best comedy I've watched, the 30-minute sitcom format, is daggone it, I'm out here on a limb. It's about the whole thing is shot from the perspective of the guy's camera on
Mhm.
his computer, and
Oh, okay.
he's a therapist. So
Oh.
he takes calls during the show, but he has his family, all around him, behind him.
Yeah,
Problems happen,
yeah.
I forget what the name of the show was. Good something.
Have you
Good thoughts. Nope,
have
that's not it.
no,
All
have
right.
you done any virtual therapy?
I have not.
Yeah,
I want to
yeah,
badly because
yeah.
I really like. I did. What did we? Oh, we've had tests with this with the Bob and Tom show. We've had tests from our homes,
Mhm.
just in case the wheels fall off and we have
Right, and you
military trucks in the highway and we have to stay,
right.
which isn't out of question. So we've had tests and I like this, but there's something to be said for being in the studio, uh,
Mhm.
especially for the show that we have. But I was on Ian Baggs' uh,
Podcast?
podcast on
Yeah.
Friday night like this,
Mhm.
and I really like being on the computer like this. So I would like my that's the long answer to your question. Yes, I would like to video
Yeah.
connect with the therapist. And you've done that, right? And you like
Yeah, but
it a
I've
lot?
I've done it for a long time,
Yeah.
so if there was ever a time that I couldn't make it to an appointment
Mhm.
or, I had a kid who was sick or whatever it was, my doctor has always been wonderful and, let me FaceTime or just phone.
Right.
But yeah, there's times where, I've sat in, the school parking lot after drop off and had my appointment. So,
Well, do with this what you will, and because I have my opinions about it, and you guys can have your opinions about it. Uh, I want a female therapist. This most recent
yeah,
time, I had a therapist recommended by someone who I respected.
right.
Didn't know very well, but I like him, and he's a very nice man. And he
Mhm.
recommended a gentleman therapist, and I tried it for 3 or 4 times, and it was okay, but I can't explain why I feel like
Yeah. No, I don't
I'm much more comfortable talking to a female therapist.
yeah,
There's
I
no
don't
other way.
blame you. I helped Josh find a therapist. I hope he doesn't mind me saying
He,
this now that I
no,
just
yeah,
said it out loud.
he's been talking to whoever
Yeah.
you
But he said that, that was the only prereq he had, like, I need her to be female. I need yeah,
I
so
up until the doctor that I have now, and I love my general doctor, my general physician,
mhm,
family doctor,
mhm,
is a guy. This time,
yeah,
first time in a long time.
yeah,
I like,
that's good.
you know what they call a female doctor, don't you?
No.
A doctor.
Oh, look at
See
you.
what happens there.
Yeah, good job.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would have to weigh in on the not being in the studio part. It's hard. It's really hard to not be in
Isn't
the
it though?
studio.
It's
It's
really different. There,
yeah.
I've always felt that there's no way that you have. This has never happened to me on the phone, and I haven't been on this way on the
Mhm.
air with Tom, but
Right.
on the phone, I have never gotten off the phone and had the same feeling that I do when I'm in the studio, ever. I've never thought,
Oh, yeah, you've said yeah,
"That
you just
went really well." That's never happened.
right.
Yeah.
But you have some famous phone-ins that killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we were the Michael Jordan thing, and the
Mhm.
Pacers in '98
Yeah.
and the Knicks, and that's when I went out and met Spike Lee's plane out at the old
That's
airport.
right, I forgot
So,
about that
yeah,
one.
that was on the phone.
Oh gosh, and there he goes. Yeah, I
There he
remember,
goes,
yeah.
right back. Yeah. He could have cared less.
Yeah, well, I don't know if this is a local one or if you guys play it on the network, but, the State Fair train,
Yeah,
that's a big one too. Yeah.
I was on the phone, and Tom to this day contends that the State Fair train whistle ruined his hearing. He lost
Really?
Lost some decibels that day. Yeah.
Oh,
And
well,
and I swear I want to say they were putting something
got a
like coal
bug.
or would you have
There's
having
a
gas
bug.
there? What's going on?
Yeah.
Did you
I don't know
really?
what it is. Yeah, there's a little bug. Sorry.
We've had a fly in the studio in the morning for the past week. And
Oh, I
I'm
hate
thinking
flies.
it's gonna die, right? Housefly only they only live for 24 hours, right?
I don't know. Is that true?
I think, but this thing is big
Mm,
around as a quarter. It's the biggest fly you've
the
ever
big black ones, yes, those are
big black
terrifying.
ones, and they
Yeah.
move kind of slow, but
Yeah.
you can't just get up
Um,
and kill a fly while you're broadcasting on the radio. I
yeah.
mean, you could, especially us, but
I don't know. It would probably be really funny to watch you guys try to chase that fly around and kill it. But, No, but calling in the morning, I
yeah,
don't know when to talk, when to say things because it feels like there's a delay.
right.
You don't have the you d- well, I mean, you don't have the physical presence for somebody to look over at you and see that you're getting ready to talk. I don't think that that translates through a screen. So I kind of just have to wait to be called on.
Well, one of the
Um,
best moments we've had recently is the morning that Josh accidentally sneezed on the air.
oh
And
yeah.
we were all in the studio still then, and
Mhm.
I was doing sports, and I saw out of the corner of my he would
Mhm.
start to go like this, so I paused so you could hear the sneeze, and we just,
Right.
walked out. But if I'd have been like this,
Yeah, you may not have, yeah,
I wouldn't have seen
realized.
him
No.
do that. It's just hard to explain
Mhm.
why this is very different than everybody in the studio.
Yeah, but I mean, this is gonna go on for a couple more months,
At
and for us
least
anyway.
at least I would think, yeah.
Yeah, through the end of the summer or through the end of July. I'm not sure. But, I don't think I to be really honest, I think that Tom prefers it this way. He likes that there's 0 traffic in the hallways, and
Yep.
there's no distractions, so,
He
it
very much likes the way guests are presented in this way on
Mhm.
Zoom or
Yeah.
StreamYard or lack of a better on
Yeah.
on a monitor instead of
Yeah.
being in person with us. Yeah, he likes it. So,
Yeah. Well, I saw that, Godwin, uh, got back into the building. That's handy, isn't it? Do
yeah,
you
he
see him? Does he come over? Does he get
no,
food?
I
Do you
haven't
guys have
seen
food in the green room? No food in the green.
he's not allowed to be in the green room.
Oh, so he doesn't come to your guys' wing at all.
Mm-mm. He
Oh,
comes in the
okay.
front door and goes around the side. Over there,
Oh,
um,
yeah, I know where you are in the other building, yeah.
yeah, where they keep the Red
Connected.
Bull and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I kinda see him, like, looking through the window of that locked door and just, like, looking for you guys.
Oh, you
Yeah.
guys in there?
Yeah.
But that's been going okay, I think, with him
That's good.
where he is.
Yeah. So other than that, I mean, there's some people that come in the afternoon, but nobody else is in the studio, right?
Nobody else is in our part of the building. That's
Yeah.
supposed to be the way it is right now.
I can't I mean, I don't mind doing it this way. I don't like I said, the on-air thing, like
Right.
there's a lot of feeling that happens and reading of body language and that kind of stuff. So that stinks, but not leaving home. Somebody said the other day, "What are you going to miss or what do you miss the most or what's the first thing you're going to do when this is over?" And I have to say that this is probably going to be my majority lifestyle because I am completely content being at home. I have put gas in my car one time since this started.
Oh, that's right. And
Yeah.
well, not only are you not really going anywhere, you have that diesel.
Oh, yeah, that's true too. That's true
So
too.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's, yeah, I'm really okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna, things are kind of sorta, I guess, I hear in the outside world. I've heard the drums of things opening, I guess.
Mhm.
But I'm not so sure. I was an avid moviegoer, but I don't see
Mhm.
myself as soon as Castleton or wherever opens up a theater, and I don't see myself right away.
Right.
I mean, I just don't think so.
Yeah.
50% or not. I mean,
Oh, is that how
and
they're gonna do the movie theaters? 50%?
that's what I heard. But I'm in that. I'm older. I'm over 60, and
Mhm.
I have. Once again, I've never had a heart attack, but I do have my It's like, your teeth are fine, but your gums are gonna have to come out. My heart's okay,
Right.
but, some of the plumbing needs some help, from time and time again. So I have one of those pre-existing conditions and,
Mhm.
have to be especially I take my temperature every morning when I get up.
Do you
It's
really?
always 97.7.
Really?
Yeah,
Maybe your thermometer's
97.7.
broke.
Huh? No, it's not.
Oh,
I've
okay.
checked. Yes, I've
Alright.
taken the dog's temperature, and, canines are always a little I live in Arkansas, and to be honest, I haven't changed my routine.
Yeah,
Well,
see?
there you go. Good old Ark
It's definitely forced me to do some major things around the house. Not major things, but little things that I'd been putting off, like, I've painted all the baseboards
Oh, I bet that
and,
was nice.
yeah, so I've done that.
I
Um,
fixed the, ceiling in my bathroom that had peeled away from not running, and I forgot to turn the fan on again
the
this
vent,
morning.
yeah.
I need to
Yeah,
turn the exhaust fan on when I, take a shower because I never remember, and the paint came, away from the ceiling, so I had to scrape that off,
mm, gotcha.
and then I, spackled her up and painted it, and
Yeah, the week that they closed everything, I ordered new countertops, and then
oh,
they called and said, "Hey, we're not gonna be able to come out and measure for those."
hey, the plague and stuff, yeah.
Right, so they didn't want anybody in the house, but they're coming Friday to measure.
Oh,
So
they are?
that is why, yeah, so to extend my countertop space, I bought a beverage fridge, like a one of those.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, so, yeah, I mean, or a wine some people call it a wine fridge, but like a beverage fridge, and,
Gonna put your
it's kind of
LaCroix
a
in there. I know how you like your LaCroix.
yeah,
I'm saying,
sparkling water,
every word.
whatever. But, I have a little so I'm gonna have a little place for, like, a wet bar kinda thing.
Oh,
Um,
that's cool.
yeah, so that's what I'm putting there, but I have to go pick that up, and it's, like, 0 contact at the place. You just pull up, give them your order number, and they put it in the back of your car,
They,
which is something that I love.
yeah, this has all everything that's happened as far as food delivery and, you can order, your groceries from a big box store, and you just pull up and
Mhm,
you text, and they bring I mean, all of this everything it's the perfect storm. Everything has been pointing toward, everyone Netflixing all the time and everyone
mhm.
streaming their television instead of watching it live. It's just that I don't think well, I think you're the one who said this the other day that you watch movies and you notice pre 9/11,
Yeah,
and now we're going to notice post pre and post 9/11 and now post, the virus and
right.
see people hanging out in a bar or whatever in a movie, and it's like, "Boy, that looks weird. What are they?"
Yeah,
But
do
I
you
think some of
think
this stuff's never gonna go back, we're not gonna get
yeah,
back the way it was before,
yeah,
ever.
somebody, in, the food service industry said, that it's possible that wait staff will wear masks forever, and
Yep.
I was just like, "Oh my gosh," like, that's so wild to me.
I plainly remember seeing I think masks in, when they would take a shot, I think the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift or whatever, they had,
Mhm,
downtown Tokyo, and there were people wearing masks, and I remember how I thought, "Oh boy, that looks weird."
mhm,
A couple other places where some people had masks on when they were traveling, and you'd
right.
see that at the airport, and you go, "My gosh, that's really" well, now everybody has masks, and I just ordered one of the and they have, gator. It's like a turtleneck without the shirt.
Yeah, so my son has
Pull it
one
up.
of those when he fishes. Like
Oh,
it's
yeah?
there's something I mean, I don't know if it's a part of like maybe it keeps you cool too though, but it looks like a tight infinity scarf almost. Like
Oh,
it's form fitting and that's what yeah, he pulls up over
hmm,
his face. Yeah, but I ordered masks and we just keep them in the car really and use them when we
alright.
go. I say we, my kids have not been in public. They have only used it one time, and it was when we had to make an appointment for the BMV for my son to get his, driver's license. So, we
Use
were
the
all
right.
Yeah, so we all had masks on, but that's the only time all of us have been out. Other than that, I just go to the grocery on my own.
So does he have his what, learners or what do they call it now?
Yeah, he has his
Oh,
learner's permit, so
learner's
you
permit?
you have to keep that for 6 months, and then
And he
he
can't
will
go
get his
anywhere without
license.
a licensed driver, right? He can't
Right,
drive by himself
right.
anywhere.
That's correct. That's correct.
So how is he? He's one of the cool kids, I bet, have been kind of driving on the sly for like
No,
the past year. And
no, no, no.
what?
That's
Really?
yeah, so that's the thing. Um, when I got my driver's license, I had been driving on the road for almost 2 years
I know
before
it.
I got my
I
driver's
know it.
license.
You're that. Yep. You're that cool kid. I knew
It
it.
was it was it was not that cool kid at all, but I grew up on four-wheelers and dirt bikes and motorcycles, and so I kind of had, like, that that sense of how to
Right.
uh, operate a vehicle. And but when I was a kid, before I could drive, my dad managed the youth league. And if he would forget something at home, a schedule or a bucket of balls or whatever it
Mm,
was,
okay.
I would jump in the car and run over here and get it from home. And I say here because this is the house I grew up in.
Right.
So but I remember one time we had a 1978, um it was like two-tone blue Suburban. It was huge. That was the first thing I drove to school. That was the first thing I drove, like, as a legal driver and before I
Wow.
could drive. But I was going, I don't know what we were doing, but we were leaving the Ball Diamonds, and there was a bucket of balls behind the truck that I didn't know was there, and I ran over them. Balls went everywhere, and I got the bucket stuck somehow, like, lodged underneath the Suburban. So, yeah, yeah.
What did Dad do when he saw that? Well,
I'm
how
sure
the
there was
heck
a
did you
there was
manage
a there was it
that?
was my dad did this. I think all of our parents had that, like, tick, that thing that they did,
Yeah.
and my dad did this with a heavy sigh, and it was
Mm,
just yeah, so which I find myself doing now, with my kids. And I realized, like, when I would see that, I would go, "Oh god, he's so mad." But now I'm grateful because instead of your first response being screaming at your kids,
right.
instead you do this and it gives you a minute to decompress. So, thanks, Dad. Yeah, that was a good idea.
Well, for all of the and they're true. My growing up with my mother, I mean, she was 17 when she had me, and she really
Mhm.
um, wasn't that great at being a mother. Let's face it. But she taught me how to drive, and
Yeah,
she was great at it. I
yeah.
don't remember any sort of conflict as far. We'd go out to the fairgrounds, and I would put around in the Mercury Cyclone. My mom was big about getting the Mercury equivalent to the Ford
Oh, okay.
models, like it was the Ford Torino.
Right.
So my mom had to get the Mercury Cyclone, and
Okay.
then instead of a what was the Ford? It was the Mercury Comet and the Ford. I forget what it was, but that was
Mhm.
a smaller car that she had forever. But I wrecked the Cyclone actually.
Whoops.
I pulled away from the curb right out into traffic and didn't look
Uh,
back and just smashed into the driver's side. The guy, I didn't give him any choice. I just pulled right out in front of him,
right.
and
Huh.
she didn't really. I don't. I
It was
mean, I mean, there's nothing you can, I,
right, yeah.
I could avoid it.
If
Yeah.
a car's the Maverick, the Mercury Maverick, is that true?
Yes, Ford Maverick. Yes, Ford
Oh, okay.
Maverick Mercury Comet. That's
Yeah, we've
exactly
got
right.
some listeners. Oh,
Well, thank
so
you,
this
guys.
was on the big show the other day. That's my ceiling fan,
Oh yes, there it is, and you have the remote control.
and it
Turn on the
looks
fan,
like
Jess.
yeah, so wait.
It does look like you have a.
Oh, I have to flip the switch on the wall for this to work.
Well, we're not going off until you go do it.
Are you serious?
Well, go. It's just right over across. Unless you got your sweatpants on. That's her. What room is that? I think that's the TV room, maybe. Oh, see the fan? Yay! There it goes.
There.
There you go. Yeah, it does. It looks like
Let me see if I can there. No, it looks
looks
like a
like
propeller hat.
you have a little spinning
Yeah.
spinning fan on your headphones there. That's very, very funny.
Yeah, so,
And is
yeah.
that the TV room that way, right? Is that
This
right?
is this is, yeah, what
Oh,
we call the TV room. There I saw, the Jacobs Brothers. If you're in,
oh yeah.
broadcast media, you know the Jacobs Brothers, and, they've been tweeting a lot of interesting things in how broadcasting, radio mostly, has changed since the pandemic began.
Yeah, regardless of the pandemic, how radio's changing, but that,
Yeah,
of course,
well, yeah, there's that,
speed
but
changes up. Yeah.
yeah, they were talking about that, and today they posted something, or maybe it was yesterday, about, it's not even people are less interested in what you're saying and the content. They're more paying attention to, like, "Oh my gosh,
Oh
this is
yeah.
where this person lives, and
Yeah.
this is what their house looks like." Should we do like a Bob and Tom version of Cribs, and
Oh
everybody
my
shows where
gosh.
they live?
Well, I mean, just for yeah,
I don't know. I
that
think
sounds
that
like
would
a
be
great idea.
I don't know if everybody would do it, but
Well, let's see, these are my curtains in my studio. Of
yes,
course,
those are your
of
Redskins
course
gold
they're
or
gold
yellow.
to go with
Mhm.
my burgundy
Yeah, you have
hoodie
burgundy,
that I'm wearing. What?
what are those called? Foam sound?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
burgundy soundproof spongy things. I think
Yeah.
that's what they're called, spongy
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, I would go with that.
And
I would go with that.
there you can see some of the clothes that are here in the studio. And as you can see, yes, there's a lot of burgundy and gold sweatshirt material over there. You can see.
How many of those racks do you have in there? 2
I
or
don't
3?
think there's any need to.
Oh,
There,
sorry.
jeez,
It's okay, you don't have
there
to.
are three.
What's in that
Actually,
box back there? What are you keeping in that box?
what box?
That
Oh, that box?
Yeah.
Oh no, this box right here, right?
Yeah.
Right, this one.
Yeah.
That's one of these. This is a sponge panel now. They make them in a panel.
Oh.
See, and that's another one. I think that's the gray one. You
Oh,
can,
okay. Where are you gonna put those?
I don't. The ceiling,
Your
I
sound
think.
quality is pretty good. I don't know if you need any more panels.
And then I
Uh-huh.
don't know if you can see it, but the Riggins jersey will come into view. There
Mhm.
it is,
Yes,
right
yes.
there, and my banker's light. Ta da ta da. So
Oh my gosh, my dad had one of those on his desk my entire life.
there you
That
go.
banker's light, yeah.
That's the studio. They're acoustic foam, but spongy things are the scientific.
There you
That's
go.
exactly right. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Where'd Jess go? Did I disconnect you?
acoustic tiles. No, I don't know, where am I?
Wow, I think that I can
Oh.
stretch out. Oh,
Yeah, no, I think I don't know if it was the first time that maybe the second time that I called in to the big show. I was in my bedroom, um,
right.
and
Yes. Yes.
yeah, and, it got weird in the DMs, and
I bet.
so
Yeah.
I stopped going in my room. The Ron Jeremy story was a hoot yesterday.
Oh,
It
this.
just how old are
Are
you?
you wanna show your breasts? I don't think so, Sean, but,
Sean,
uh,
what a bummer. I'm
he started
38.
out he started out
He
good,
did, he
didn't he?
started out really nice, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's nice."
Oh, what a nice fellow. How old are you? Show
I'm
me. Thanks. Okay.
I'll be 39 next month in June. So, yeah,
Oh,
this is, my final tour to 30s, and, yeah,
boy, I wonder what I'll be doing when I'm 39.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You were there when I turned 29,
Quite a
and,
ways off. Sorry,
the
what?
the 29th year was, that was a rough one. That was rough.
No, 30.
30
Well,
was
no,
more no, it
29.
was
Yeah,
29. It was 29.
29 all the way through to 30
Yeah,
that was
that was
bumpy.
really
You
rough.
know, I look back on those and I'm thinking, I I don't wanna forget any of it because
Mhm.
it's kinda like it's kinda what my childhood was like a little bit.
Yeah.
It was rough, it was bumpy,
Mhm.
but it's made me, me sitting here right now. So yeah, you know
Right.
what I'm trying to yeah, it's
No, I know what you're saying, and
yeah,
I've
you
always
learn some things, you know.
yeah, and I've said, and I don't know, but this has been my experience, but, when you've been through the crap with someone, when you've hated each other, when you've been angry and mad and resentful, when you've been all those things, when you felt every range of emotion with a person
Yeah.
and you're
Real
still present,
emotion.
yeah, and
Yep.
you're still present and you're
Yep.
still interacting, I think that, some of the deepest connections and most meaningful relationships usually recover from something hard.
Come out of
And
it. Yeah.
yeah, and it's usually each of you being able to say, "I was wrong and I'm sorry," and changing your behavior that eventually
I didn't
leads
say
to
that,
that connection.
but I said,
Yeah, so I don't
you
know.
know, I don't know if I mentioned this on the podcast or not before, but Tim Wilson and I had that relationship
Mhm,
because Tim and I got sideways in a couple things early on.
mhm.
And Tim sat me down one day and said, I don't know what happened or what I said, but I'd like to go over it and see if we can get past it or
Yeah,
something. It was wonderful the way he did it. And, obviously, I loved him like a brother, right up till the end. And I'm kind of
mhm.
that way with Drew Hastings right now. Drew and I have gotten sideways and we've had the backstage.
Yeah, we've all been pretty
Who the,
sideways with,
who the hell do you
with
think you are? Conversation. And we're on the other
yeah.
side of that. So,
Yeah, I
uh,
mean, and I don't think that that's the case with everybody. It would be wonderful if we could all have flawless relationships and be kind all the time
yeah, that,
and
that,
be our
that
best selves, but that's
That
just
doesn't
not
sound
reality.
real to me, it
Yeah.
doesn't sound like that.
Yeah. Y
Everybody's gotta get a little mud on them.
yeah. I always say that traveling with the comedy tour, for those 4 or 5 years, that's where I developed a thick skin. Before that, I mean, anything anybody ever said to me, I was a puddle. Not in front of them, but for days later. And, so I finally yeah. Um,
Ever get sideways with Tom? Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You
That's
guys
why I
are
went
like
to San
brothers that
Diego.
way.
That's why I went
Yeah,
to San Diego in '95. We got
yeah,
sideways.
yeah.
Um, but obviously, I was back. I left in November of '94, and, I was back in July '95, so,
Mhm.
um, yeah, but it's a real honest relationship. If I wanna say something, I say it, and again, same goes for him, and
Yeah.
I guess kinda sorta if you wanted to say he's my superior, he is. His name's on the show, but I respect him for what he's done for the show and with the show, and I
Mhm,
think he feels the same way about the things that I've done or Josh has done or Christy, and
mhm.
I think that's why the show works, is that it's a real we poke fun and we get upset with each other and but we get on the other side of it, and
Yeah, but that's how I think
that's how it works.
a lot of work families are like that, or a lot
Yeah,
of our chosen families, our friend circles and
yeah,
those kinds of things. Yeah, it's, I think another powerful tool in having functional, meaningful relationships is you don't have to always say everything. You don't always have to critique, you don't always have to say how you feel, you can just work through it on your own, you don't always have to say
right,
it out loud,
right.
and I think that's a hard lesson to learn too.
Well, I think with Tom especially, one of the things that he learned about me early on is, if you leave me alone, if something really upsets me, if
Mhm,
you leave me alone about an hour at most, I'd like to think it's mostly forgotten, and we go on to the next thing. I don't
now,
really now,
now,
yeah, now,
yeah,
certainly, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
But there was a time when, yeah, I wanted that, I I wanted the SWAT team at the door and the helicopters and,
mhm.
you know, somebody's gonna cry before this is done, by God. So, but
Yeah.
it's not that way now.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of learning. Somebody said pay attention who you don't talk to through this. And who doesn't reach out or who doesn't check on you.
Yeah,
And it was a semi-celebrity person that tweeted this, and then somebody else responded underneath and said, "This is not the time to be narcissistic. This is not the time to judge people on whether or not they're reaching out or checking on you or whatever they're doing. Like, people are trying to survive right now. Like, we're in survival mode. It's not." It's not about it's not about you.
Isn't that amazing? That's one thing I've really noticed is that, and but I have to do the addition on that and think I must have been this way because it really bothers me. And that when people can take anything that you say to them and make that about them,
Yeah, apply it. Well, but that's
apply
but I
it.
think that's human nature is for you, like, and I think it comes from a place of connection, of trying to connect, because if you tell me a story,
Yeah, maybe so.
me being empathetic, I immediately wanna, like, okay, what is a similar experience I've had?
Hmm.
But I think that it kinda gets sideways sometimes. But to have the thought and go, "Oh, okay, now I can understand how he feels," is different than me going, "Oh, you know what happened to me one time, da 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 da," and
Right,
then kinda grandstanding, and then you kind of you lose the connection.
right.
His
Yes.
Tom his Tom is really a germaphobe. That's a real thing.
And
Yeah.
the other morning when I kind of lost it and said, not only do we have to deal with the pandemic, we have to deal with Tom dealing with the pandemic. That it's fun and it's interesting. Don't get me wrong, but there's a very real he.
He's very concerned, he's very
But
worried. Yeah.
yes, exactly. He's not being a pain in the ass. He's honestly like, look, if you touch
Mhm.
a doorknob, you need to go wash your hands.
Yeah.
And he, say what you want, but he's kind of right. And
Yeah, and he's been, he on some level is a mentor or a father figure or whatever you wanna say, to people, and so I always kinda think like, "Look, he's trying to keep us safe," He wants us all to be safe, but sometimes it translates as, "I've gotta keep me safe," but he really is concerned about all of us for sure.
right.
Kinda reminds me of Howie Mandel. I don't I think Howie Mandel is, diagnosed, maybe?
I think he
Like,
might be, yeah.
he has a condition?
And medicated
Yeah, yeah, so,
for his,
I don't know if Tom would do an evaluation.
somebody commented that they're glad that Off the Air is back, and Jess, you look great.
Oh, that's very nice, thank you.
Didn't didn't
Didn't
say
say
anything about
anything about being naked. Yeah, okay,
no, didn't
good,
say anything
good,
about Chick looking
good.
great or didn't give a
I
good
like the guy who defended the guy. Did you see that one? The guy who
oh,
defended the guy who
he was
said,
just trying to be a smart aleck,
"He's
the
trying
guy
to be
wanted to see
funny,
your
he's making a
boobs. Yeah,
joke." Yeah,
I
I
don't
know.
think that I think he was trying to see your boobs is what I would
Yeah, if we've learned anything,
today? No.
no, just,
Oh,
like, in the last few years, like, it's just a good joke doesn't include asking a woman to show her stuff.
her things.
Yeah, whatever. "Chick,
Break
you
up.
look great."
Thank you.
Aw,
Thank you, Ben Jammin.
that's
Oh,
funny.
yeah.
Yeah.
Woo! Rock and roll.
Hey, do you have drums? Do you have drums at your house?
I believe I loaned my drums to that
To
damn kid.
to Max. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
my son has your drums, but I thought you were getting another set of drums.
I think I am actually. I haven't
Okay.
pinned them down. It takes me a while on stuff that I really want myself before I choose something. Pearl, Ludwig, I don't know.
Oh, we're not talking
Yeah.
about shoes or clothes, we're talking about other stuff.
No,
Um
that stuff too. And we're out of time.
No, I have a
Ah,
ukulele, and a couple of summers ago,
the White Stripes? Me
really
and you,
tried
White Stripes?
really, really tried to play the ukulele, and, I don't maybe I'll try it again, I don't know.
Somebody just texted that his cat thinks I'm sexy.
Oh, that's nice.
Robert Parrish, the
Never
Chief,
heard of
Austin
OTA. This
Trouble,
is awesome. Thanks, Larry.
Larry Allen, offensive lineman for
Welcome.
the Cowboys. Chick, you're the man. Thank you, Gemini 509.
My cat is in the house somewhere, I don't know where. We don't
Don't say how much you hate your cat because people
I it's
believe.
not you know what, I really again, like I said, evaluating relationships and things that are going on.
All right.
Um,
Yes,
uh,
we're gonna try to do many more of these, and
we
because
will. We
we
will.
were on kind of a roll, and then, I don't know, the pandemic hit, so then we
Yeah,
had the plague, and, but we're gonna try to do these because we got this part down now. We know that I
we
can
can do
be
it.
here and she can be there, and
There.
everything's
Yeah.
fine, so,
Yeah.
All
So
right.
no, my cat and I just
How about you indeed? Yes.
we're just roommates. We don't talk much. We don't interact. I am allergic, so I feel bad I can't pet or hold him
I don't know why you
because my kids wanted a cat.
I feel the same way when Christy got a chimchilla.
Yeah,
It's
see?
not a
Same.
chinchilla, is it? It's a chinchilla.
No. Chimchilla is in,
Half chimney, half
Mary
chimney,
Poppins, yeah.
chimchilla, chim.
Yeah.
All right. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning.
We
And
we got 5 more minutes. We gotta give the people what they want.
who said 5 more minutes?
Well, we were supposed to stay here till noon, and we started a couple minutes late, so the least we can do is stay till 1:00. What time is it? Oh, it is
101.
oh, well, but this is do you see our live timer? We've got 5 more minutes.
Son of a gun, we do.
Yeah,
I
see, then
wasn't looking at the live timer.
we have to give the people a full hour of this free podcast that's
Yes,
just
and by the way, this is we never meant we sat here all this time
Mhm.
because up until today's episode, this has all been behind the paywall.
Well, up until we restarted it a couple of months ago, it has been
Yes,
behind the paywall. We've
but
had many
now,
versions of this podcast, and we used to be on a podcast app. We used to do some other things, and
right,
if here's the thing, it was my idea to put it up with the Bob and Tom VIP. So, be mad at me if you wanna be mad. But, for a little while, we're gonna make it available.
to everybody.
Yeah, to everybody,
We'll get you hooked, then we'll
and then we'll charge you.
put
Yeah.
it behind the
No,
paywall.
but there's 1,000 other things that you can get with the Bob and Tom VIP that are a lot of fun. So, yeah, but thanks, Dave Wilson. This is nice. It is nice. It's nice to see my buddy Chick and have a chat. I was thinking about that. This is um it's obviously more relaxed because it's not the show and
Not the show.
not the big show. So it is very nice to talk and uh talk about all kinds of things that don't include eagles or feces or that kind of stuff.
You say the Eagles?
Eagles, eagles, and like
Like the
animals,
birds? Yeah.
like the birds. This is me flapping my yeah.
He's been talking about the banjos lately. So
Oh yeah, that was what came up the other day. Yeah, I had the extreme pleasure of my
did
first
you
break on the show the other day was when
Pat
Josh said he had a
Godwin
banjo and Pat
and
asked him how
asked
he got
Josh
the
how'd you
banjo.
get a banjo, and Josh inherited it from his father when his father passed away last year. And
Yeah.
Mr. Godwin didn't know that.
Which I don't know if that's me being very just observant or I was just but immediately when he was like, I got a banjo and he didn't have a banjo and Josh isn't the kind of person who would just go out and buy a banjo.
Right.
I was like, oh, that
And
belongs
I
to
think I knew
Larry.
that he got it from his dad. That's why I go,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
because I was stopping myself from going, where'd you get it? But I
Yeah.
didn't. But
Well, it felt more appropriate for Pat to ask anyway, so it worked
yes, it
out.
did. It fit like a glove.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you got for the rest of the day? You've got your junk haulers, they're coming.
The junk haulers will be here any minute, actually, 20
Mhm.
minutes or so. And they supposed to give you, tell you how much it's going to be before you go down and go, yeah, go ahead and take that. So we'll see.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot, though.
So they just looked?
They haven't looked yet. No, they haven't been here yet.
Oh, no, but I mean, when they get there, they look and then you know?
They look and then we talk and then we talk some more. And then I go, come on, you can do better than that. I'm a great, no, I'll do what they tell me
No, I
to
was
do.
gonna say, you just
And
this
then,
is this daily? This is definitely not daily. For right now, it'll be Tuesdays at noon, and
for
I
right
don't
now, yeah,
for right
Tuesdays,
now.
tell your
Maybe
friends and hope
maybe
for
we'll maybe we'll do other ones. I don't know. I mean, what do you think? Do you think we should do more than one a week? No? Okay, maybe this is
well, I guess we could Tuesdays
maybe
and
this is
Thursdays.
a off-air meeting.
This podcast is famous for having off-air meetings on the air, but
That's
it is
true.
called off the air. So,
Off the air. So this is the
somebody
meeting.
else has an off the air podcast name. I thought we were the only one.
I don't think so. That's a yeah, I
Got a
think
pretty
that
common.
I think so. I think that is pretty common. All right, so until
Tell your friends this is available on all the Bob and Tom social platforms,
Yes, yeah, yeah,
YouTube, video. What else?
all the
Does it look
things.
like I'm floating?
No, it looks like you're in a rolly chair.
I'm in a rolly chair.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Did I give it away?
0.
All right. So, yeah, we'll just see you guys next Tuesday here at noon Eastern.
Right here.
Yeah. And
Same bat time, same bat channel.
all right. See you guys later.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.